Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Dan. And today, for my Disney movie marathon, I'm going to be reviewing the film titled Cheetah Girls. So yeah, I'll be reviewing yet another live action film that was produced by the studios. And of course, as always, let's get into the plot, shall we? Oh yeah, This particular Disney flick, we get to see that there's this four-member teen group named the Cheetah Girls. They go on this particular Manhattan high school for the performance arts and attempt to become the first freshman to win the talent show in this particular school's history. And it seems all fine and dandy, and during the talent show audition they meet a big time producer person, and this character does attempt to make the group into superstars, and everything seems like a good idea at the time, but the girls run into many problems as the story progresses. So not everything seems all jolly right here, folks. And so that's pretty much the basic premise of the story. The lead group of them isn't exactly certain decisions that had occurred within that group. So yeah, there's some personal conflict from right there, that point. Yeah, I didn't particularly like this film all that much, folks. There are two more sequels. There is a second and a third film, but that's about it. Well, so far anyway. I don't know if I want to see him, quite honestly, because I didn't care for him really. I didn't care for this one anyway, because it's cheesy. It's extremely cheesy. It's more cheesier than the cheese pizza that I ordered last week. It's a big ball of cheesiness. So I mean the movie's okay, I guess. It's not exactly the worst I've seen. It's pretty solid, I suppose. Some people had complained when they were reviewing this film that the characters were being selfish, and I have to disagree with that, because hey, what's wrong with following your own dream? Pursuing your own dream doesn't make you selfish or anything. In some ways, the film was attempting to be realistic, I guess, which is fine, I suppose. And I guess they were attempting to have some sort of conflict within the story itself, which is fine by me. You need that. And I mean, I guess you could say that I didn't enjoy it that as much than I should have. I mean, it's alright, folks. I suppose it's okay, but it's not something I would recommend, honestly. So I mean, the story itself is pretty straightforward, I guess. It's not thought-provoking or anything. There's nothing really interesting about the characters nor the plot. Just okay, I guess. Very, very okay. Cheetah Girls was clearly meant to be a made-for-TV type of a movie, and oh boy, folks, yeah, you can clearly tell that it was meant to be like that. And some people had seen this film when they were much young or so. If a lot of people out there might want to revisit this film, it's probably going to be for nostalgia reasons, I guess. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's a good movie. It's just okay. Very, very okay. But yeah, folks, can't care for that much. The acting is pretty. The acting needs improvement, I should say. It really does. And yeah, the acting wasn't all that great. I mean, okay, some people actually did better than others, actually, but just wasn't all that good as a whole. I mean, the editing was okay, and the humor was hit or miss, I guess. The humor wasn't all that great either, and you can't tell that some parts of the film were intentionally funny, but it just fall flat in his face for trying too hard, or not even trying hard enough. The plot itself, as I mentioned a moment ago, is pretty straightforward, and maybe overly simplistic, I guess. Maybe it's too simple. While in some ways, this film came off rather pointless to some degree. And so yeah, of course there's some drama within the characters, of course. What to do or what not to do. They have to make it
important life decisions. I mean, yes, okay, it's rather cliched. Of course, you're gonna make the characters look extremely young. Of course, they're from high school. Of course, they're freshmen. Of course, they're all women in a group. Of course, can't say that the jokes weren't very clever, really.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could recommend it anyway, just so you can check it out for yourself, I guess. But if you do watch the film by yourself, folks, just don't expect anything great. It's no masterpiece, that's for sure. And
Don't want to spoil anything really, folks, but I can say the climax of this film wasn't really all that good, really. It's very anticlimactic at the end, but I mean, I guess it was alright, I suppose, but still. Yeah, I know. Some people are going to be telling me that this was meant to be just a kids movie and nothing else. Oh, kids movies doesn't have to be good. I mean, yes, they do. It just doesn't seem to me that it's that appealing, really. Not very appealing at all. It was kind of boring.
yeah, I guess you could say that the music itself wasn't all that great either. The music is pretty, whatever. But I mean, I guess this was just good, solid family fun. It's a good time waster, I guess you could say. It's a disposable movie, is what I'm saying, folks. A very, very disposable family movie. It's just a bunch of kids around and they're annoying you, they're pissing you off. Well, if you wanted to entertain them for like about an hour.
Even if you never watched this film, folks, no need to worry, really, because if truth be told here, folks, you're not really missing out on much, really. This is no masterpiece, that's for sure.
Put this on. So, yeah, it's not spectacular, folks. It definitely entertained kids, I'm pretty sure. And I know there's supposed to be like some sort of moral lesson at the end of the movie, which is I'm fine with. But even that comes off contrived in some ways. But oh well, I guess.
While I didn't necessarily hate the movie, it had its moments, I guess you can say. I've seen this film with the Amazing Maddie, so Amazing Maddie, if you're watching this review right now, I highly appreciate the fact that you've seen this film with me. Oh yeah. I just felt that this film had the potential to be better, I guess you can say. It had the potential, but at the end of the day, it just fell flat on its face. So it's not a terrible film per se. It's not the worst, but still.
So yeah, folks, at the end of the day, the Cheetah Girls was just a huge, gigantic ball of mediocreness. It was just mediocre. Very, very mediocre. Yeah, I actually owned this on DVD at one point, which I ended up getting rid of because it's mediocre.
Cheetah Girls, this film felt like it was produced rather rushed, especially in the story department. It just came off that the script wasn't really that well polished altogether. So yeah, it felt rushed. It came off like, hey, you're supposed to start production today, but have the film be completed by yesterday. So get to it now. The Cheetah Girls are based upon these best-selling book series of these young adult books by the same name. And of course, I have not read it, so I can't tell you if it's faithful or not, or if it is, to what degree, I'm not sure. But judging from this film, I'm not sure if I'm interested in reading them, really, quite honestly. But I mean, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen, but it's pretty okay, I guess. It's a musical comedy from the year 2003, and it was one of the movies that was intended for the Disney Channel. And in some ways, they do a solid job, I guess. Yes, again, like I mentioned before, folks, I know that I am aware of the fact that this was intended for much younger viewers, but that doesn't excuse it for being such mediocrity. So at best, at the end of the day, I guess you can say this film is just adequate. It's about as adequate as you can adequately be. And yeah, folks, there's nothing particularly interesting really about this film as a whole. Plays it way too safe and all. And you know that just by watching the first 10 minutes of this film, you already know that this film is going to be easily resolved and have a happy-go-lucky ending at the film, folks. So again, I'm not going to spoil anything, of course, but the ending did feel like a cop-out in many ways. And yes, it does feel extremely sugar-coated in a lot of ways, which does bug me, quite, folks. Yes, I know some people will be telling me, oh, it's a kid's film, oh, it's a kid's film. But again, that does not excuse the film to being really adequate. It's about as adequate as can be. Oh boy, I'm saying the word adequate quite a few times in this review, aren't I? But that's just honestly the best way to describe this film. It's just adequate. It's about as adequate as it can adequately be. I mean, again, it's not the worst film I've ever seen. I've seen worse, way worse than this film. I do tend to avoid the Disney Channel original movies because a lot of them aren't very good, and unfortunately this is one of those films. It's not that great of a movie as a whole, and I really am afraid that I didn't like it that much, really, especially considering the fact that it's Disney, and then on top of that the 4 main characters are women. I know that kind of thing isn't really often seen as a good thing, but I'm always all for female empowerment, regardless of what country you are from. We all can get together and make a good team. We might have some disagreements here and there, but still. All in all, folks, I would say check this film out if you've got nothing else to do. I guess it's a good time waster at worst, I guess. If you get the regular DVD version of this film, it will have an exclusive behind-the-scenes sports kind of thing and find out what really happened on and off the set. There will be an alternative ending, 5 music videos, and a surround sound digitally. So I guess getting the regular DVD isn't all that bad. I mean, I don't think it's worth getting on Blu-ray per se, but if you want to just add it for your Disney movie collection, I guess you could if you want. But personally speaking, folks, maybe I wouldn't really. I don't think it's that great of a movie to add to my collection, really. But maybe one of these days I can just buy it again and just add it to my collection just to watch it from time to time, I guess. Yes, you can say in a lot of ways, even the music itself came out rather cheesy in a lot of ways. And, well, then again, I was not expecting it to be that much anyway, folks. That much better anyway. Yeah, the idea behind this concept is pretty basic, I guess. It's an okay concept of it. The power of friendship is in the face of fame, and fame has the reputation of chasing people. And that kind of theme right here does play into this, folks. And there's also a lot of fun as well, folks. And, so yeah, the lead singer of the group does have a lot of fun with her role and whatnot. Yeah, the actress in here, well, one of them anyway, is from that one show, I don't know if anybody remembers, but that one show called That's So Raven. She's definitely in here. And yeah, she does a solid job in here, folks. And I know some people make some comments that she's a lesbian, but quite personally, I really don't care. Whatever floats her boat is none of my business, I guess. But then again, no one should really give a shit at this point because that's just how she is.
The Cheetah Girls, it gets an overall rating of 5.0 out of 5. A 5.0 out of 10 because it's just adequate. It's about as adequate as you can be. As always, thanks for watching, and take care. See ya. Oh yeah.